Oh! There's a whimsical event returning to the streets of Putnam this year.
The Fairy Fest is back. David Bielski and Clara Costabile are here with some beautiful artwork and unique products that will be for sale at this year's event.
First of all, thank you for bringing the wings for Paul, and thank you for not bringing the wings for me. I appreciate that very much.
Well, we heard it was suit day.
It is suit day.
So,
and
you know.
we could just call you Fairy Godmother.
Yes, please.
And when did you become a Fairy Godmother?
Well, I've been in training for about 50 years.
That is fantastic. I love it. And where did you get these wonderful these wings? They're terrific.
So I own a toy store in Putnam called Skeeter's Toy Box, and we're selling these this week so that the kids can come and get dressed up for Fairy Fest.
It's just fantastic. All right, well, what is Fairy Fest?
So it was started as like a grassroots movement several years ago where artists just kind of came together and just would make fairy doors and gardens for the store windows, and it's just sort of taken on a life of its own. This is the first year it's going to be its own full street fair.
Oh, that's great. And Clara, where did you get your eyelashes? I love those.
Actually from the Flying Carpet in Putnam.
Wow, Putnam's
actually,
got it all.
She actually provided my gown today.
It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And what are some of the activities that we're going to be experiencing during Fairy Fest?
So we're going to have a roving puppeteer. We're going to have a dance academy with several little fairies dancing for us. We're also going to have a wood carver with a chainsaw, and he's going to be out there doing a demonstration for us.
Isn't that remarkable?
Yes, and there's a lot of other smaller events. And again, the fairy gardens are huge.
Fairy gardens
we did bring a couple
are
with us.
Huge.
Especially
Yes.
in Putnam.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I can remember, there's always been some element of fairy in Putnam. First time I would go antiquing before I decided to open a toy store, you could see just spray painted right on the sidewalk. Putnam was a magical place to be.
Oh, seriously?
A little fairy design on the sidewalk. So
These are adorable.
these are some gardens. This is an example of what you might see if you're walking up and down Main Street in Putnam. You will see these on display at the Courthouse Bar and Grill, right on Main Street. All the businesses have taken the time to create something artistic for the store window, and visitors can come and pick up a map of all the locations of all the fairy gardens. They can, it's kind of like scavenger hunting.
Oh, that's
find
so
them.
cool.
Yes.
And
And fairy doors,
And
too.
fairy doors as well.
When you
yes.
say fairy door, explain to me what that is. Is that a full-size door that a person can fit through, or only a little tiny fairy can fit through? Is this
Our
one of them
lovely
we're looking
shops
at?
in Putnam on Main
there's a
Street
little fairy
have
door.
provided fairy doors, and they're small, just big enough for our fairy friends to come to and from our stores out to Main Street.
Is this an adult venue, or is this for the kids, or does
It's
everybody?
for everyone.
It's for
We're all
everybody.
kids at heart, so
Yeah, it does sound very family friendly.
it is very family
Yes.
friendly.
It's very family friendly.
How did you get into fairies?
Well, fairies have been around Putnam for many of generations. But as of maybe a few years ago, we had some local artists come by, and they created some doors and stirred up a little scavenger hunt, and it just picked up from there. Every year we get a little bit more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
And is this the first year for Fairy Fest, or
This is the official first year.
official first year Fairy Fest?
Yes, and we have the horse and carriage
Which we saw a
rides.
picture of. That's just
Yes.
absolutely gorgeous.
And on the scavenger hunt, it's a little map that you give out. And so
We give out a little map, and we encourage everyone to go looking around for our fairy doors. And again, the fairy gardens will be out there in display for everyone to see.
And from what I understand, the mayor will be there as well, the mayor of
mayor's
Putnam.
presenting me a key.
Why do I think it's the mayor of Munchkinland? I'm getting my fairy tales and my storybooks mixed up here.
The mayor's actually going to kick off the festivities. He's going to be declaring the second Saturday of April as Fairy Day for here on out, forevermore in Putnam.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
so
this Saturday you've got a pretty good day because the weather's supposed to be, it's supposed to rain in the morning a little bit and then clear in the afternoon. And the
Excellent.
temperature's supposed to be like in the mid-70s.
Oh, that's
It's
amazing.
going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's going to be really
It's
good.
going to be a lot of fun. So
Now, where can we see you guys on the tour?
So I will be at the carriage, stationed with the carriage.
Okay.
I will be actually brought into town in the carriage.
You know, you are Cinderella.
For
I don't
that
know.
day, yes.
That's a pretty big fairy.
Yes. And then throughout, I'll also do a story time at the Montgomery Ward building later that day as well.
I love the Montgomery Ward building. It's still there.
It
right?
is.
It's so,
It is
so
still there.
wonderful. I love
There's
it.
lovely
And
shops
where
there.
will you be?
And I'll be at my shop, which is in the Montgomery Ward building.
Is it a big toy store?
It's a small-sized toy store.
Okay.
It's kind of like a boutique, but we've got lots of fairy items for sale, and a lot of other things too. We have games, puzzles for families, and a lot of 0 to 3 educational toys.
I just wish we could see your whole dress. fairy godmother, because it is absolutely
Would you like me to come
stunning.
out?
Yeah, come on around.
Come around and give us a little twirl. Hang on 1 second. We're going to get it on camera.
All right.
There we go. Turn around for us, would you?
That is gorgeous.
Look at how beautiful that dress is.
Work it, Clara.
Thank you, Clara.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, David. It was a pleasure. All right, so don't forget, Fairy Fest is happening all day this Saturday on Main Street in Putnam.
And you'll find details about the event online at discoverputnam.com.
Oh, this is for me.
Oh, we're on Facebook.com/FairyFest Main Street, and Scott has a little pixie wand.
And now, if I do this to Paul, will he turn into Brad Pitt?
That one's not charged.
Oh,
this one is charged.